Hello guys and welcome to the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast and USUC at the Battle of Shrewsbury. I'm going to use these as hybrid episodes because of course this is an amazing event that we took part in Shrewsbury, but as well on the flip side I feel like there's a lot to be learned about British heritage and history that our US listeners for USUC will appreciate too. So I'm going to release this as two separate playlists on both USUC and on the Shrewsbury Biscuit. If you're listening to this for the first time, we'd appreciate it if you would go to the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Give us a follow. And the same for USUC, US, UK. You type that into Facebook, you'll see our page. We have a USUC fans group there as well, and on Instagram. Give us a follow, share these episodes, subscribe, do what you need to do. A huge thank you to the organisers from the Battle of Shrewsbury for letting us set up a studio and letting us spend the day there with you guys. We've got some amazing interviews. The atmosphere was just absolutely phenomenal. We lapped it up. We really did. We did lots of vlogs, lots of walking around. We did interviews in the little studio we set up. We did lots of interviews on the move. And we really do hope you enjoy this playlist of amazing interviews. Well, it's time for the interview. Take it away, Al. And whoever is with you at the time, peace out. Hey guys, welcome to the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast. We're still at Battle of Shrewsbury. At Battlefield 1403, and we've managed to find an old friend, Tom from Shrewsbury Wargames Society.
You've clearly I did well enough the last time. You've had me back, which is an absolute joy. Enjoyed it so much last time. I've come back again. Well, so thank you very much for having me.
It was a very good interview, and I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot doing this whole podcast thing. And one of the things is how big war games actually are. And now if you're not familiar with what war games are, listeners, imagine a Warhammer 14.
Warhammer 40k. So imagine chess with dice, and rather than moving on squares, you use tape measures to measure things out. Everybody has played Warhammer or seen Games Workshop in town in Shrewsbury. You know roughly what wargaming is.
Tabletop gaming.
Yeah. But if you've been to Nerdy as well, it's that sort of thing.
Yeah. How long has this been a thing of yours, a hobby of yours?
Well, I've been roped into it from a young age. I turned up when I was about 10 to the club, and I've been given for Christmas my first box of figures painted for me by my dad, and ever since then haven't really looked back. But it's been a joy, because for me it wasn't just wargaming, it was doing my military history course at university, reenacting as well. So I've always been a little bit of a history nerd per se, and I mean, it's been a joy listening to the Biscuit podcast because you find so much out about the town, and it's lovely to hear about other things that happen, and then it's wonderful to then be able to give a little bit back about the history of the town. And that's why when we do wargaming, we do all over the country. So we're going to be going up to Newark later in the year, hopefully all being well.
Nice.
To put on display, and we've been to Belgium to put on display games, and we've won awards. But it's lovely then to come back to our hometown, and we treat this like our summer march, our summer treat. And it's lovely to give back to the town. As much as we're a Wargames Society, we are the Shrewsbury Wargames Society, and it's lovely to keep our history alive. Heritage Open Day as well in September at the Shrewsbury Castle, which would be lovely.
Oh, you're there as well?
Well, there as well.
Fabulous.
So I worked at the Regimental Museum, so I know the curator quite well, and every Heritage Open Day we pick a battle from the 53rd, the Shropshire Regiment, or the 85th, the King's Light Infantry, which would become the King's Shropshire Light Infantry, or pre the founding. So we've done Norman battles, so the first Battle of Shrewsbury, which is actually 1167.
Yeah.
So there's actually 3 battles of Shrewsbury, so this is only the second.
Wow. Yeah. Full of knowledge.
We're getting our history lesson.
I was going to say, this is the thing.
Yeah.
The moment you scratch the surface, wargaming isn't just about dice and gore and all the rest of it. Actually, it's history. It's a lot of everything, which is a joy.
Speaking of a lot of everything, listeners, you may be like hearing a lot of noise in the background. We've got a generator generously placed to the left of us, and a huge gusts of wind that are attacking us, even though all week it's been like 30 degrees all week.
Do you know what? You say that, but I suspect every single reenactor today, having been in their shoes a long time ago, is very, very grateful that it's not 30 degrees.
I bet, yeah.
I mean, I'm wearing my Corbett household.
Looks very good.
Talbot, yeah, surcoat, which is beautiful, and I'm very glad it's not 30 degrees.
What's that made of then?
So this is made of wool. So wool and unbleached linen. So this is.
So that's proper warm then, isn't it?
This is proper, yeah. So, but the thing about wool, slight tangent, wool is a fantastic material because it breathes naturally.
Yeah.
So actually, it's actually quite comfortable. But it's my sort of nod to the history of the day.
It's your uniform today, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is.
Got
Well,
two.
I've got the Shrewsbury Wargames Society T-shirt, and I've got a pair of shorts just in case it does heat up later.
Now, the last time we spoke was like at the beginning of lockdown, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was the kind of that summer hiatus from lockdown we had last year.
Yes.
How have been things? Oh, that wind! Oh, it's going to sound great editing this back. How have things been since things have relaxed with lockdown for you guys meeting up? And
so we've been very cautious with it because it's one of those things that you just have to be, and I don't think any group from what I've spoken to recently about all these things. I mean, there's the other wargaming group in town, the Gatekeepers, and having chatted to them, everybody's wanting to take it slowly because you just don't want to risk anything or anything ill. Wargaming will always be there, all our hobbies, whatever hobby you do, they will always be there either end of this year, later. I've said about going to Partisan Wargame Show at the end of the year, looking forward to that immensely, but if it doesn't happen, there's next year. And it's the same for the Battle of Shrewsbury. It's been fantastic that, I mean, they've been incredibly lucky with everything, restrictions loosening to almost the week before. They've been incredibly lucky with that. So it's been wonderful to do, really enjoyable. In between, had a chance to catch up, do other things. I mean, people keep talking about staycations, and it's been wonderful to get out and, I mean, for me, see more Shropshire history, but also just have a lot more time with the other half and just enjoy ourselves a lot more. And the world is changing. We're having a lot more time for different things, and different pace of life. And painting toy soldiers.
I mean, you guys obviously you've got a stall here today, haven't you? Or no, I want to say stall. I don't want to say stall because it is like a big. It's like a big sort of like living history project here.
Yeah,
but
so we've got
on your stand. So what are you doing today?
So Matthew Have, the organiser, who I know, asked us to put on the first year it happened a display of the Battle of Shrewsbury, because when you have a reenactment, and I encourage you to come and see, what you're seeing is almost that snapshot. You're seeing the close combat, the intensity, the power, the weight of metal and everything else. But you'll never then see the rest of the field. You'll never see the movement of how troops manoeuvre. And you never quite get that sense of where you are on the battlefield.
Yeah.
What we've got is where we put one of the trees is actually where our tent is today on the battlefield. So when you come and see it, you're looking down the line. So where you're sitting, where we're sitting right now, is the extreme left of Henry Percy's archery line. So when you're then looking across the field, you're looking on the table, there's the black sort of marshy bit of ground which we've modelled. Well, that's where we'll then end up training all those, building all the fish pits and building the church. So again, that gives you a sense of where you're on the battlefield. What we can give you is perspective.
Yeah.
And again, when you look at 400 or so reenactors, again, it looks impressive, but it's remembering there's 10,000 on the King's side, there's 12,000 on Percy's side. Those are numbers that you just can't do in a reenactment. You really can't. Look, even when they did the reenactment of Waterloo in 2015, they had only got about 4,000 on the battlefield, where the Duke of Wellington's army is 68,000 in total. You can't have that representation. Where a wargaming table, we can show you how it would have looked, that sense of perspective.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people live in Shrewsbury drive past Battlefield on that sign for Battlefield 14.
I wonder what it was about.
Idea.
Just think it's a cafe and a farm shop.
Yeah. That's a nice name for a place, isn't it? No idea what it means or the significance of it.
It's like the cross at the centre of town by W.H. Smith's. Other bookshops available. Oh God! But you've got the cross there, and that's where the Earl of Worcester, Henry Percy's uncle, is executed. The Battle of Shrewsbury doesn't end after the battle. People are captured, and Percy's body after the battle is taken away and buried in Newport by a relative. It's dug back up the next day, brought to Shrewsbury, hung, drawn and quartered.
Nice.
Even though he's dead. And then bits of the body are then sent all around the country to say...
Just to make the point.
Just to make the point. And that's the thing. The Battle of Shrewsbury doesn't just end on the 21st. The 22nd, you've then got the executions. The 23rd, the King rides north to deal with the Earl of Northumbria, Henry Percy's dad, who goes, I didn't know anything about it, honest, apart from when he rebels 2 years later, but different story. Yeah, it's there's so much history around us in Shrewsbury. When you at St Mary's Church,
I love the history of
there's
Shrewsbury.
so much dotted around the town, and as I've always said, just look up on you'll see plaques, you'll see little bits and pieces. There's more to us than just Darwin, and it's a fantastic thing to be able to celebrate it.
Amazing. So somebody wants to get into war games now, listen to this for the first time. What recommendations would you give them for places
well,
to go?
first of all, fantastic, great to have you along. Look us up on Facebook. We're Shrewsbury Wargames Society. We're on Instagram as well. Give us a follow. Drop us a message if you're interested in wargaming. Either if you've done it before in the past, love to have you back in. We play all sorts of things: Warhammer 40k, Warhammer, historicals. If you want to play it, we've got it, and board games as well. If you're new to the hobby, fantastic, drop us a message. There's Games Workshop in Shrewsbury by the Old Market Hall. They're fantastic to chat to. You've got Nerdy in Shrewsbury as well, with a full range of models, paints and all bits and pieces. But it's all on eBay, it's all on the internet. It's such an easy hobby to get into. It's not expensive, it's really quite cheap to do. You can buy 40 figures for 15 quid from Perry Miniatures, and it's fun. And at the end of the day, and that's why we love Shrewsbury, because we treat it like our summer marcher, because we used to run a war game show in Shrewsbury called Marcher, first week in December, which we still have every weekend. We still kind of do that just on a smaller scale, but this is our summer marcher. So at the end of the thing, we can have some beers, some drinks, we chat. We're ordering curry up to the battlefield tonight, and we're going to have a real nice sit down, relax, enjoy, and it's a sociable hobby.
So you guys are staying over as well then, yeah?
Yeah.
Are you sleeping in your tent, or have you got alternative tents?
No. Well, I used to do reenactment, so we've done, quite a few of us did reenactment. So we've all got living history tents, which is why we're actually in living history itself.
Yeah.
So we've got authentic tents.
So you on the straw mattresses as well, or have you got
it might
blow
be
up light?
It might be an airbed, and I might have my pillows from home because I can't cope without them. Any fool can be uncomfortable.
Well, how important do you think events like this are for the town's heritage?
Oh, it's fantastic. There's an organisation called Shrewsbury Heritage, and about 10 years ago they did a series of 4 years. Every weekend they did a Tudor weekend, they did a Civil War weekend, they did a Victorian weekend, and I think they did like a 60s weekend. And it wasn't just specifically, it was all the history of Shrewsbury. And there's so much more to Shrewsbury. And it's not just history, it's also looking to the future. It's just celebrating what a great town we have and what a great county we have.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we've got people coming to join us today from other wargaming societies. There's one in Ludlow. We've got people from Wrexham coming over, from Wolverhampton as well. So
I'm sorry, Wrexham.
Well, there was somebody we spoke to earlier. Where did she come from, the lady? South Yorkshire, East Yorkshire.
Yeah.
So obviously they are coming from all over.
I know the reenactors today, you've actually got a reenactment group that have come all the way from Scotland because they are the Earl of Douglas's household. So they will be reenacting Douglas, who was at the battle, and his history. So it's the thing of, even though we're saying Shrewsbury history, it's the whole of the UK's history, and then that's the joy when we get to recreate that.
It's really important. It is important history as well, because this is what happens when you don't conform, isn't it? You get quartered and...
But it's part of the history. I mean, how many towns have got a Shakespearean play written all about them?
Yes.
Henry IV Part 1 is the Battle of Shrewsbury. Henry V, the great warrior king, only ever fights 2 battles in his lifetime. One is Agincourt and the other is the Battle of Shrewsbury.
Yeah.
And again, we think of this great warrior king and Kenneth Branagh, and then you've got Laurence Olivier, the great speech. It's him and it's Shrewsbury, and those things are so intricately aligned, and that's the joy of it. I mean, I know they've talked about in future years having the actual play of Henry IV Part 1 performed on the battlefield.
Oh, that'd be cool.
But could you imagine the play itself on the battlefield?
Yeah.
So when you think about, imagine it being performed at the Globe and all the noise, you try and recreate the ideas and the sounds of the battlefield, and then you're there and you've got reenactors clanging that. That would be such a great scene to see.
Oh my God, yeah.
When you think this is only its second iteration of an event, it's doing really, really well.
Yeah.
It is actually.
So obviously we've had lockdown, and you know the world's sort of stopped for a bit, and then you get this amazing day where you can walk and you can go through where the medieval living segment is of this arena. You can hear the music, you can smell the smells, and you can hear the squeaking of armour. What is going through your mind? Is this euphoria? Is this what you live for?
It's a joy. It's something that you look forward to. In the same way it makes all the long hours painting little toy soldiers and makes it all worthwhile. But it is a joy, and at the same breath, I'm looking forward to the 7th of August when Shrewsbury Town are back at the new meadow, the first football game of the season. Yeah, there's so much tell me about it. For my sins. Telford away was amazing. There's just so much, and it's lovely that, we're still trying to do as much as possible with hand gel, hand sanitizers, and the same thing. Everything at work at the moment, we're keeping it to such a high standard because you have to. You can't be lax with it. But when you have got moments like this where you can enjoy it, you can relax is the wrong word, but you can really sit back and go, yep, this is what it's all about.
You know what? Absolutely hats off to Matthew and the guys that have organised this, because to explain, like, Matthew's not a an old person. He's a younger age. He's sort of my age, probably a bit younger, and so this is really encouraging.
It's a big thing to have put together, definitely.
It is, and it's fantastic to see the support. We've got very lucky to have such a helpful landowner, but the council's doing a lot more, I believe, each year with it, and it's something that, when you look at the other major version of this, is Tewkesbury, the Battle of Tewkesbury, and the whole of town for a weekend, from almost the Friday to the Monday, goes back to 62. That's wrong, but don't worry about it. But so they have a whole medieval market. The whole town gets dressed up for it. It's like in Germany, you've got the town called Menem, and they recreate the 30 Years' War, and the whole town gets dressed up, and the whole town gets covered in tents and everything. And if you think that could be the same for Shrewsbury, that you can have an event every year that the whole town can get involved in. You can have stuff in the town square. You can have the closing of the gates to Hotspur when he tries to take the town and Hull's already there. All these little things and make a real festival of it, and something to really celebrate.
Lovely. Honestly, I love chatting to you because you're so enthusiastic. Honestly,
it does help. It's something, as I can say, it's lovely in a sense because we've done so much history of other places and so many battles and so many campaigns, and when we've been to Normandy and when we've been to the Flanders Fields for the First World War, Normandy for the Second World War, we've been to the Napoleonic battles, we've gone and seen Shropshire heritage all around the world. But it's then a joy to actually do something on our doorstep. Our clubhouse, which we have 24/7, is 2 miles that way, behind us. We're in touching distance. That's magical. When you can war game on the site of the battlefield itself, that is special. When you're looking around, you're going, this is the world. This is where we are. That's just there's a tingle. There has to be.
I was just watching Matthew walking around behind you just then with his sword.
Yeah.
And he is in his absolute
He's not posing,
element.
I'm sure.
No.
Not like me either.
It's like, I hear this thing about Comic-Con and things all the time, how some kid being able to dress as Deadpool and walk around just feels alive and electric, and it's like the only place that he can do that. And like seeing like a lot of the folks around here to walk around today, that is just that is their it's their place. It's
when I've done English Civil War reenactments in the past, and I've reenacted when the Shropshire Heritage Civil War weekend came up and reenacted, and that was fantastic to walk around Shrewsbury in 17th century clothing. With the rapier, and might have been strutting a slight bit, but then
and not getting arrested.
Yeah, that's the joy. When you're walking through Shrewsbury with a musket and it's like, it's fine, it's all organised, it's not a problem. But it all comes to life, and to me it's not just how you feel inside, it's the fact that you look at the people around you and they're learning their history, they're knowing their history, and it's things that, as you say, you can walk past battlefields. The amount of times people have probably walked their dog and going, what's this about? And you see the info panel, you go, okay, cool. It doesn't come to life. And then when they can see something, as you say, with Comic-Con, where you can see your Deadpools, you can see your comic characters, Gwenpool, whoever you like, and it comes to life. If that child, for instance, it's real, it's magical, and that's the same thing we can do here. And that, to me, it's all the different layers, or just making it special and enjoying the day.
I'm hoping we see more people come through. There are people walking around now. There's loads of people coming in.
It's very busy, actually.
I want more people.
The whole town to turn up.
Yeah, we've been doing some Facebook Lives trying to bring people in, but
I have been watching them actually, because my phone went ping, and Shropshire Biscuit podcast is live. I clicked on it, and it was like you walking past, like 2 seconds. Oh, right, no lag, but cool. Oh,
Yeah, because
nice.
as we walked past, some guy just took his top off. I was like, there's a guy getting naked over there.
Yeah. That's literally when I came into the thing, because you were like, I don't want to show because I haven't got permission, but there's a naked man. I don't know what to do about it.
Where can people find Shropshire Wargames?
So,
Is it Shropshire or Shrewsbury Wargames?
Shrewsbury Wargames Society.
Yeah, sorry.
We haven't taken over the whole county just
No,
yet. You can find us on Facebook, search for Shrewsbury Wargames Society. We're on Instagram as well. But please get in touch, send a message to us if you want to have a game, or if you're new to the hobby, or any questions at all. But even better, come up and see us. We're here today and tomorrow. See us at Heritage Open Day. Just get in contact. It'd be lovely to have a chat to you.
Amazing. I always love chatting to you. You're welcome on any time.
Well, thank you very
What
much.
we'll do is, I
I'll
know
have
we're
to
going
talk
to
to
do
you about wine next time, I'm sure.
While we're doing a mead thing, we've got the guys from Nid Hogger Mead and Mercian Mead.
Oh, nice.
Two mead companies coming in to talk about mead, because who doesn't love mead?
I was going to say, mead is
I've
lovely.
never tasted mead, so
do you
they're
know-
going to bring samples.
Oh,
Do you know why it's called a honeymoon?
Oh, obviously something to do with the mead then, I'm guessing.
Well, this
'Cause
is
of the honey?
This is a work story. I work in wine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the honeymoon is the moon cycle straight after getting married, where you were meant to drink honey because honey had positive fertility aspects. So that's why you're meant to drink mead after getting married, because it increases your chance of getting
You
pregnant.
just can't get
Very
pregnant.
good.
Oh, you ain't drinking enough mead.
Yeah. So that's why it's called the honeymoon, because it's the whole moon
I
cycle
never
where
knew
you
that.
should be drinking honey or mead.
Nice.
Interesting. That's
Yeah.
good. Something we didn't know.
Yeah. So that's a good. So when he asks you, so what do you know about mead? You'd be like, oh, no, it's called a
So
honeymoon.
at a wedding, honey should be a traditional gift,
Yeah,
right?
it can be.
I mean,
Oh,
that makes
that'd
sense,
be-
doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, if you've got somebody getting married, buy them a bottle of
Or a
mead.
hive. Get them a hive with bees.
And
God, imagine the outfit.
you know they traditionally drink mead out of a horn. Is that where horny comes from? Because you drank a lot of mead. I mean,
We've tangented, clearly.
So
I
made
don't
that
know.
up.
well, I mean,
Possibly.
if it helps with your libido,
It's logical.
I mean, it's yeah.
James
possible.
Warman's behind us. Have you got any?
Would you agree with that?
Talking about mead, sorry.
Yeah, we're talking about mead. Yeah, we're talking about mead. Well, the idea of a honeymoon, the idea comes from that for the month after getting married, for the first moon cycle after getting
You have
married.
to speak loud because I can't turn that mic on. But yeah, people will be able to hear.
Basically, from the first month of getting married, the first moon cycle, you were meant to drink mead because honey had positive fertility aspects. So it's called the honeymoon.
Oh, is that
But
where
then-
it comes
yeah,
from?
that's where it comes from.
But that's when I said you drink it out of a horn normally,
Yeah,
and after you drank a bit, was that when you become horny? I mean, it makes sense, right?
it makes sense. It's probably not. It's not right, but it's good. It's clever. It should be. If it's not, it should be.
We'll have to ask them.
Yeah. So when they say, do you know
When
anything
we
about mead,
interview
you
them.
can be like, well,
Yeah.
I know why it's called the honeymoon.
So
They'll be
what's
like,
the background
"Whoa."
of the honeymoon then, and what's the background of the horns?
Yeah. No,
You
we've
got to
tangented.
get them. You definitely got to have the wedding before you get the horn out. Otherwise, you're in trouble, right?
Depends.
Al will be editing this.
I was going to say, the last 10 minutes, I can just see a bin and I can see a file. I can just see bump. That's gone.
No, it's all staying in. We didn't swear. It's fine. We all know.
Okay.
We all know. I mean,
It's factual.
Yeah, it's
That's factual. Yeah, it's educational.
Yeah.
Just not what I said.
No.
What you said.
Yeah,
not
yeah,
me.
what I said. Yeah.
Right. I'm going to let you go because the battle's about to start. I do believe.
Yeah,
Half
yeah.
11.
It'd be good to see
Let's
that.
go. Let's have a wander up there and see what's going on. I'm a bit nervous about leaving the microphones, but I don't think.
I'm sure if you ask somebody nicely.
No. But thank you very much for joining me.
No, thank you very much.
And we'll get you on again.
Yeah.
James, thanks very much for being in the background. And just
popping in.
James Warman's in the background.
I heard the word mead and I said,
Like, you were like, oh,
Hey.
there could be samples.
Well, you might want to be here at 1 p.m. because we've got mead discussion going on here. So it'll be great. Right.
Good. No, thank you very much for having me. Find us on Facebook, Shrewsbury Wargames Society, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Tom,
Plug.
you're great. Thank you. And we'll catch you guys next
Thanks,
time.
Tom.
Peace out, guys. Well, that was an amazing interview. And of course, this is a generic message that I'm recording on the end of all these podcasts, but they're all fantastic. But here is my opportunity to tell you guys how you can follow and support us. If you're listening to us on the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast, you can go to our website, which is the shrewsburybiscuitpodcast.co.uk, and you can follow us on social media. We are at the Shrewsbury Biscuit Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, and on Facebook. If you're listening to this on USUK, on the USUK network, you can you can go to usucknetwork.com. That's our website. All of our audio is available on there. And you can follow us on social media, which is USUK, Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram. Our websites are built for us by a web orchard. So if you do need a website and you want to look all cool, and they will build you a website that looks just as good as ours. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you share it with your friends. And as well, I hope you give us as much support as you can. Thank you very much again to the organisers for letting us come and do our thing. I will be there next year, and I will absolutely enjoy putting on some chainmail and throwing down with you guys. I've been promised that. I am going to keep you guys to your word. This has been a fantastic interview. I've been Alex Whiteley. Peace out.